Overview of the DDC machine. The DDC machine comes with pre-installed voter registration software. The user will be able to register the voter biodata, capture the voter 10 fingerprints, capture the voter passport size photograph, preview details and print the voter card. Print the PRV at the end of registration. The main components of the machine are webcam, used to capture the photograph, USB cable, used for connecting the printer and the laptop, used for capturing biodata, printer, used for printing the temporary voter cards and the PRV, scanner, used for capturing fingerprints, battery pack, used for powering the DDC machine, backup storage, for daily backup of data, and the DDC casing. Setting up the machine. The arrows must ensure that all the above components of the DDC machine are in the briefcase. The arrows must report any missing components to the EO as soon as possible for quick action. The EO must be notified early enough in the event the DDC machine malfunctions. Once the arrow verifies that all the components are in place, he or she will carry out the following procedure. Step 1. Carefully remove all the components from their respective compartments in the briefcase and backup pack and place them on the table. Step 2. Connect the webcam to the USB port on the laptop. Step 3. Place the scanner on the table beside the laptop and connect it to the USB port of the laptop. Step 4. Place the printer on the table beside the laptop and connect it to the USB port of the laptop. Step 5. Plug the backup storage device into the USB port of the laptop. Getting started. Power the DDC-M using the power button on the laptop. This takes you to the startup screen. The startup screen is the first screen the user sees when he or she turns on the machine. There are 5 tabs, namely Main Menu, Export, Storage, Other Storage, and Peripherals. Tab 1. The main menu. The following buttons are displayed when the tab is clicked. Please note, there are function keys or hotkeys on each of these buttons. These keys are quicker ways of getting to the button they represent. For instance, instead of clicking button registration to open the registration form, it is faster pressing the hotkey F1. It applies to all. Registration or F1, data aggregation or F2, printer voter card or F3, queue tickets or F4, reports or F5, DDC backup or F6, control panel or F7, shutdown or F12. Tab 2. Export. This tab is not for use during registration. It is for administrative purposes only. Tab 3. Storage. This tab displays the laptop battery in percentage, backup storage media, main disk space used, the total number of voters registered on the DDC machine, as well as the MAC address of the laptop. The backup storage media turns green when connected. Tab 4. Other storage. This tab is not for use during CVR. It is for administrative purposes. Tab 5. Peripherals. This tab has the following 3 icons: fingerprint scanner, webcam, and printer. When any of the components is connected, the color shows lemon green, but if it is not connected, it shows pink. Accessing the voter registration form. Step 1. Click the registration button or F1. This will take you to operator login screen. Step 2. Enter your operator ID and password in the spaces provided on the operator login screen and click the login button. When the right password is entered, this will take you to the access screen. Click OK to show the registration area details pop-up box. The voter registration form. The registration area details is a pop-up box displaying the state, local government area or area council, and registration area in which the DDC machine is configured to be used. Note: check the registration area details to ensure that it corresponds with the delimitation of the registration area where registration is taking place. It must be correct before you proceed. If the delimitation details are wrong, stop and contact the EO. If the delimitation details are correct, click OK to continue on the voter registration form. There are 3 main menus on the voter's registration form, namely File, Print, and Help. File. This menu is strictly for the administrator. The administrator is an officer who has access to the control panel, where he or she can change the delimitation details if they are wrong, as well as manage operators. There is also the Exit submenu in the voter registration screen. Print. This menu allows the operator print the daily register of voters and the temporary voter card. Help. This menu further provides guide to the user. Components of the voter registration form. The available fields on the voter's registration form are surname, first name, other names, gender, date of birth, address, phone number, occupation, national ID, capture fingerprints, special enrollment, capture photo, preview, cancel registration, and close. Each field has a function key or hotkey, which takes you to the same field as against using the mouse. For instance, instead of using the mouse to get to the field first name, you can press F2 on your keyboard to get to the same field. This is applicable to all the other fields, including photo and fingerprints. Using the hotkeys makes the operation faster. Entering information about the voter. Step 1. Complete the registration form by asking registrants for the required and optional information provided in the table. Note: in some cases, not all information will exist. For example, a person may not have other names or phone number. The following are information that are absolutely important and required to complete the registration process. Required and optional voter information. 1. Surname. First name. Other names is optional. Date of birth is required. If the date of birth is unknown, do an estimate for the year of the birth. Enter today's date and month and tick the box below the date of birth field to indicate it is an estimated field. Gender is required. Address is required. Phone number is optional. Occupation is required. National ID is optional. Capture fingerprint or F9. Step 1. Press the Capture Fingerprint button or F9 to be taken to the screen. Step 2. Request the registrant to press his finger hard against the scanner. Note: pressing a clean finger hard against the scanner captures the fingerprints. Fingerprints are captured one by one in the order that the red ovals appear on the screen. The device is red in color when a fingerprint is not captured, but turns green after it has been captured. All fingers must be captured for the procedure to be completed. If you have difficulties getting the machine to capture the fingerprints, clean the fingers with a dry cloth and try again. There is an information box below that pictures the hands. If this information box turns red in the course of capturing the fingerprints, please click on Restart Device to restart the scanner and continue capturing fingerprints from where it stopped. If you do not click on Restart Device, you will not be able to continue capturing the fingerprints. If you click on Cancel Capture, it ends the capture fingerprints process. When all 10 fingers have been successfully captured, click Close to continue the registration. Special enrollment, exception handling. Special enrollment is used when a registrant lacks one or more fingers because of amputation or other reasons, has unavailable fingerprints because of an injury, burns, or disease, cannot be positioned to fingerprint capture. Registrants under the aforementioned categories will go through a special enrollment process. In this process, all available fingerprints will be captured. There will also be a special remark on the voter's card of such persons. The specific detail of the registrant will be documented in the Register of Voters. Steps to perform a special enrollment. Step 1. Click on the Special Enrollment button. Step 2. Indicate which fingers you will be capturing on the screen. Step 3. Capture as many fingers as you can. Step 4. Make a note in the provided field on the circumstances of the special enrollment. Specifically comment on the reason that you could not capture all fingerprints or any other circumstances that justify a special enrollment. Capture photo or F10. Step 1. Make sure the backdrop cloth is properly placed at the back. Step 2. Ask the registrant to look directly into the camera. Step 3. Click on Capture Photo or F10 to capture the photograph. The source of light should be behind the camera in order to capture a good picture. Note: natural lighting may appear in some locations to be sufficient for photo capture, but shadow will appear across the voter's face depending on the direction of lighting. Continuously pressing the right arrow key on the keyboard increases the brightness of the picture, while continuously pressing the left arrow key on the keyboard reduces the brightness of the picture. Preview of the voter registration form or F12. Click Preview or F12 to preview the information. Step 2. Request registrant to review his or her information for errors. If there are errors, press the back button or F2 to access the voter registration form and effect corrections. Otherwise, move on to the next step. Step 4. Click Save and Print Voter's Card or F12. Note: there is a number at the bottom left of the form as displayed, which shows the number of people registered on the DDC machine. What to do if the temporary voter's card does not print? Step 1. Click Print in the sub-menu of the voter registration form to be taken to the voter's registration screen. The voter registration screen is made up of 2 tabs. The first tab allows Arrow to use the search criteria, while the second tab allows him or her to enter a sort criteria. Once the Arrow identifies the card to print, he or she clicks on the Print Selected or F11 button to print the card. This takes the Arrow to Print Preview screen. Step 4. Click on the printer icon and the voter card should print. The screen goes back to the voter register screen. Click on the close icon at the bottom right to go back to the startup screen. Report button or F5. Click the Report button or F5. Enter the access code or password. The Report button, when clicked, takes the Arrow to Report Generator screen, where the register of voters can be printed. The Report Generator screen is made up of 2 tabs. The first tab, called the Basic Report, has a drop-down menu which allows you to print all registered voters on daily reports, weekly reports, and duplicate reports. The second tab, called the Advanced Options, generates reports according to selected field, either in ascending or descending order. Advanced Options Report Generator screen. DDC Backup or F6. Click DDC Backup or F6 and the screen will be seen. Note: backup for the DDC occurs whenever a record is saved. For a backup to occur, the external backup must be connected at all times. Once connected, the indicator on the startup screen will turn green. Control Panel button or F7. This is strictly for the system administrator. Shutdown or F12. To get the shutdown computer screen, the arrow must start at the startup screen. Step 1. Click on Shutdown or F12. Step 2. It will prompt if the arrow wants to exit the software and shut down. If he or she clicks No, the startup screen will show. If yes, the system shuts down. Note: at the end of each day, the arrow must print a daily report of all CVR done that day. Lamination. After the temporary voter card has been printed, the card is to be manually laminated with what is called a cold laminate. Process of lamination. Step 1. Open the code laminate. Step 2. Remove the paper covering the glue. Step 3. Insert the folded temporary voter card. Step 4. Press to seal. Care and maintenance of the DDC machine. A. Fingerprint scanner. Occasionally clean the surface of the fingerprint scanner with cotton wool and mentholated spirits. Also, clean the fingers of registrants whose fingerprints are difficult to capture with mentholated spirits. B. Printers. Keep printers covered when not in use. This will prevent dust and other particles from getting into the printing mechanism, thereby damaging the printer head. C. Laptop. Keep laptops safely while working. Do not keep in places where it can fall and break. Do not drink liquid while working. If liquid gets into the keyboard, it will damage it.